Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at a couple of races at the Hong Kong meeting and try to identify a single factor about the race that we'll look back on later as having been the leader into the winner. And the first race we're going to look at on Thursday this week for Chinese New Year is race 2, Class 5, and our winning factor here, the pace. Now, as I said, this is a Class 5, so we aren't looking at any superstars here, but there is a little bit of form to work with. The youngest horse in the race, the 3-year-old Sha Tin, is getting his act together. Management Star is back down to Class 5 after racing quite well in Class 4. Money Winner, a recent success for Zac Purton over the mile at Sha Tin, gets Purton back again. And down in the weights, Bonito looks to be working towards his first win, and he should appreciate the mile. But essentially, the thing that stands out about this race is that it's a race without leaders. We don't have any recognised leaders anyway. Someone will obviously lead, but it's even made a little more difficult by the fact we have a number of horses here who regularly miss the start, including Management Star, who's going to be one of the favourites here. But each of these have probably taken their turn at missing the start sometime. The two I'm most interested in here are Bonito and Sha Tin, and they met recently in a race at Sha Tin over 1400 metres, and we see both of them at the start of the race. Bonito got a brush from another runner, but Sha Tin was just slow out in the red and yellow colours, and the two of them raced at the tail of the field for most of the race. Now, if we take a look at the latter stages of the race though, both of them ran on well, getting to the line strongly, like the extra 200 metres is going to suit them on Thursday. Now, on the evidence of that video alone, you might think, well, they're going to get back in the field and they're going to be disadvantaged by the pace if it's no speed, and that's what we expect. And I'm going to show you a different view of those horses which contradicts that idea, because both of them do have some sort of tactical ability. First of all, we're going to take a look at race 294 when we see Bonito much sharper out of the gates here, and he races quite close to the lead over 1400 metres. In the end, he's beaten a few lengths into 7th place, but it shows he can actually be up there. And we're going to go back 3 starts for Sha Tin over 1650 metres in race 231 this season, when he had no trouble being with the front horses in the earlier stages before he was allowed to drift back a little in the field. So you can see that both of those horses can be closer to the pace than we saw them last time, and I think they will be over the mile this Thursday. Now, added to that, I think John Moore might have pulled the winning stroke by putting blinkers this time on Sha Tin, as well as Joe Moreira. Because the only time we've seen Sha Tin in blinkers previously, he was very sharp at his first start. That was down the straight last season as a 2-year-old. And have a look at the early speed he's got here over that short distance with the blinkers on. The blinkers came off after that, and really 1,000 metres are not his cup of tea, but it did demonstrate that in the blinkers he can be quite sharp. And if we go to the map now of this race, which admittedly could work out in many different ways, this map, I think we'll see Sha Tin up on the speed, and it's not impossible he could even lead if he bounces out of the gates, and whoever is on the speed here is going to have a little bit of a tactical advantage. So the tip in race 2 is Sha Tin, his winning factor, the pace. I think this race is going to be decided by the speed of the race, and John Moore might have just pulled the winning stroke there with putting the blinkers on so that Sha Tin can be up and in control. The second race we're going to have a look at on the Lunar New Year race day card is race 5, and our winning factor here, the map. Now, this is quite an interesting Class 4 over 1200 metres, some decent young horses here with a couple of unraced ones from John Size and Ricky Yu. That's Brave Command and Win 33. They're always interesting runners. Another in the spate of names with numbers too, Win 33. Bulb Elite drops to Class 4 for the first time. What a Legend has shown some talent. And the horse we're really going to focus on here is Solar YY. Now, Solar YY from the Frankie Law stable has already been to the races once, and he ran with great credit at his debut when he was second to Speedy Dragon over the same course and distance as he runs over on Thursday. We're going to have a look at that now, and As we look at the replay, he bounced in front, Solar YY, and the pace was average early. But as you can see here, he had two horses outside him, Bingo and Voyage Star, who never really let him get any sort of a breather in the lead. They kept him going at above average pace through the second section of the race, and then he was still able to sprint strongly at the finish over the final 400 metres. So he got away from the rest of the field and looked the winner actually until the more experienced and informed Speedy Dragon, who'd had a more relaxed run, got past him just late near the line. Now that was something of a break in transmission for the Zac Purton-Frankie Law combination. They have been an absolutely devastating partnership since they got together when Frankie started his career last season as a trainer. And you see here there are the three jockeys who've ridden the most winners for Frankie Law, Zac Purton, Joe Moreira and Karis Teeton. And the strike rate for Zac Purton and Frankie Law is enormous, almost 30%, and they are stronger together than they are apart because neither of them individually has a strike rate that high on his own, but together they are deadly. And that's what we see here with Solar YY. And the way this sets up, I think Purton should get his chance to atone for Frankie Law on Solar YY, because this time we've got a couple of 1,000-metre specialists who've dropped into this 1,200 metre race, and that should give him a chance to get behind and have a breather in the race. As we look at the map, horses like Lucky Lucky and Lunar Zephyr are going to lead the way. Voyage Star has blinkers on, and he'll be pushing forward again from wider out, as he did the last time Solar YY raced. But this time, I think that Purton will be able to sit in behind with Solar YY and give his horse a more relaxed run, a chance to breathe in the race and save all of his energy for the finish. So the tip in race 5, Solar YY. His winning factor, the map. I think this is a very kind map to him this time, Solar YY, and gives Zac Purton and Frankie Law a chance to build on their already phenomenal strike rate. Well, that's it from this week's winning factor. Kunge Fat Choi, enjoy the Lunar New Year race meeting on Thursday, and we'll see you next time on The Winning Factor.